spends almost 4 hours on video, has to restart because audio's crap. Welcome back to YouTube, Caleb 2019. Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name's Caleb and I'm finally back on YouTube, yay! If you didn't notice, I uploaded my 9-month auntie video yesterday. You can click here to go watch it. But I recommend you wait until after this video, of course. I can't just walk away from YouTube for 11 months and come back and not expect to address what's been going on. And I do plan to go over what specifically happened on why I had to stop filming later in this video. There are a few things, however, I want to point out before I get into the rest of the video. First things first, I didn't realize how many people actually did start watching my videos, and a few people reached out to me in this hiatus. I do appreciate you reaching out to me, and yes, I am alright. It's great knowing that people did actually see what I was doing and do have interest in what's going on, and it's really helped motivate me back into YouTube right now. So thank you. Second thing I want to point out, let me take my headset off real quick. I got a haircut. I just finished cutting it this morning. The last thing I needed to point out, which is a really big thing, is I've decided to fully rebrand. Way back when I first started this channel, I was looking up to people like Captain Sparkles, Sky Does Minecraft, Gizzy14 Gaza, people who created fake names. Think about even bigger people like Shane Dawson or Superwoman. People using a fake name was very common and still is to this day on YouTube. So when I was starting my channel, I felt very pressured to have some kind of fake name for people to remember me by instead of just being myself. So I took Minecraft that I was interested in, and at this point when I was making my channel, I was already out as trans and wanted to document my transition. Boom, that trans Minecrafter came about, and I used that as my YouTube name. Now that I'm restarting on YouTube and I kind of want a fresh start on everything, I want to just rebrand completely. So, gone off YouTube for almost a year, comes back with some random gay-ass video nobody asked for, and is wanting to rebrand? Just call me a knockoff Dan Howe and call it a video. I'm back to YouTube, Caleb 2019. So if you didn't notice, I've changed my channel name to just my name. I've started changing some of the channel art, and I've started taking out that trans Minecrafter from my videos. You may be wondering, what kind of content are you going to be uploading since you're rebranding now? I want to continue documenting my transition, of course, because I'm doing that for me. For that whole year in time, I was so focused on my transition, and now I've had almost a whole year away from it all, focusing on just life itself. I kind of want to come back and mesh the two together. I want to kind of intertwine things that I've learned and the ways that I've grown as a person and into a young adult, really, because I'm 21 now and I'm really starting to get my life together. I want to come up with educational videos, and I also want to put out positivity. And also, a lot of people that come by my work say I have a really nice voice, so if I can find a way to project my voice out into the world, YouTube seems like a good place to start. So if nothing else, I want my videos to be something that people can come back to in the evenings when they need just something nice and relaxing to play in the background of their home. Maybe they can just turn on one of my videos of me talking. If you didn't already figure it out by the title of this video, I'm going to be going through my Google Photos from the last video that I left off at, which was my 8-month auntie, and go all the way through October 2nd, which is my 1-year auntie, and basically recap what was going on in my life through photos. So I'm going to slide over to this side of the screen real quick so that I can put the photos over here so you can see what I'm looking at. This first photo is from June 16th, 2018. This picture is actually the perfect start to this video because it kind of summarizes my whole hiatus from YouTube. Going back to those old Minecraft videos that I talked about earlier, I was making them and editing them on this laptop with Windows Movie Maker. And around the time I took this picture, Windows Movie Maker discontinued services, the program would no longer work, and I had to find new editing software, which I then turned to Adobe Premiere Pro. I had just gotten it on this laptop and started using it, and my laptop started doing its crashing thing again. It was something that happened on and off again, but this is the worst it ever got. What happened is I would turn on my laptop like normal, get logged in, and then as soon as I tried to start a program, or if an app started automatically, the laptop would get all overwhelmed, it would crash and restart, and it would do the same thing over again. In this picture, if you look at the second bullet point, it says Windows Malicious Software Removal Tool, June 2018. It took me so long for it to finally update, and I thought it got all the software on there, but it still didn't end up working. Unfortunately, the desktop at my parents' house isn't compatible with Premiere Pro, so I wasn't able to edit videos anymore. That's why I stopped YouTube for a while. What about that surge when you came back in September to upload those few videos? That was because I borrowed my sister's laptop, which, thank you, by the way, for letting me borrow, and I got all of the footage off of my old laptop onto hers, and I was able to quickly edit some videos and put them out there, but I kind of stopped and I gave her her laptop back, and that's where I've left off since. A couple of days ago, I went back to my sister's house and got most of my footage off of her laptop and brought it back over onto my laptop now so that I can edit videos again, because Adobe came out with a mobile app called Rush.
Hello, Editing Caleb here. I had continued to talk about Adobe Rush in this clip, but I've since decided to make a separate video going over the app more in detail, so be looking forward to that soon.
That's the reason why I stopped making videos and why I'm suddenly coming back to YouTube. Let's go on to the next picture. June 30th, 2018. A wonderful day indeed, because my sister got married. Here's a picture of us together. Hopefully you don't get too mad at me for putting this in the video. It was just too important of a day to skip over. And also, this gives me the opportunity to say thank you so much for everything you've done for me, especially recently. And I'm really excited to see where life goes next. I've already made a whole video on this, so I don't need to talk too much about it. This is my 9-month on testosterone. Next photo. This screenshot may not seem like much at first, but it really means a lot more to me than most people realize. I took this screenshot for the quote that's at the top, which says, "Change can be scary, but it can also be liberating. Resisting change, we hold on. Accepting change, we let go." I was really taken back by this quote, and it hit me at a very important time in my life. Let me give you some context for what was going on. This was my last summer living on campus, because I had decided not to go back to school again in the fall, to take some time off to work on my mental health. Since I wasn't going back to school, the job I was currently working at would also end. So I started a new job on June 18th and worked 2 jobs for this summer. It was a very hectic time that basically only got crazier as fall began. I started meditating. Although I could spend a lot of time talking about meditation, I'll save that for another video. And for now, I'm just going to say, if you're feeling very stressed out, and if you're trying to find a way to balance your life, just simply pausing to meditate, even just a couple minutes, may not seem like much, but it can go a long way for mental health. It's definitely not for everybody, and it's not a cure-all for mental health, but it can help you find a sense of balance in a very hectic life. At least it did for me. This little screenshot was the start to an even bigger journey than I could begin to imagine at that time, which I'll talk even more about at the end of my part 2 video. So on with the next picture. Since my life was very hectic juggling 2 jobs, when I wasn't working, I really needed my downtime to be my downtime. What I spent a lot of my downtime doing this summer was laying out in my hammock. I would just lay back and enjoy nature and try to take a couple pictures. Here's also a picture of me in the hammock. This was also the start to my galaxy phase, which I may or may not still be in. Thank you, Dan and Phil. This picture is just because I felt really cute in it. It's from July 30th. I was just laying there pet sitting, and I happened to pull my phone out, take a Snapchat, and I really liked it. This next one is a video, so I'm going to explain it first, and then I will show you a clip from it in a minute. I'm finally to August 2nd, 2018, my 10-month on TV. With the hiatus and being behind on my videos, what you, the viewers, don't realize yet is that I never actually filmed a 10-month on T update video. However, I did film an 11-month and a 1T on your video, so don't worry, those are coming soon. This is actually the reason why I decided to make this video, as well as why I decided to go ahead and upload my 9-month auntie video first, is so I can upload this video on schedule with my 10-month auntie upload, and then upload my 11-month auntie video. Surprise, that's coming soon. I did feel really bad after the fact when I realized I forgot to film a video, but at the time I realized that I forgot, it was too late. However, there's obviously a backstory to what was going on. Here is how my August 2nd went. I woke up, checked my email, and saw what mail had come that day, realized that my FBI background check had finally come, drove all the way to my parents' house, which is a 25-minute drive, to go pick it up. Realizing I did not prepare, drove all the way back 25 minutes to get the paperwork and stuff I needed to go to the courthouse, as well as get my shirt that I wear throughout my transition, and then drove even further, which is about 40 minutes, to the courthouse from my hometown to try to square everything away. And in all the chaos, ended up realizing, oh snap, it's August 2nd. It's my 10 months auntie. I was so focused on hoping that it would go through and hoping that the day that my name legally got changed was also my 10-month auntie day, that I didn't focus at all on it actually being my 10 months auntie. Little did I know, this was just to process the paperwork, and I still had to set an appointment with the clerk of court to finalize the name change. The main reason I want to bring this up in the video is because if you're a trans person, specifically if you're living in North Carolina and need help going through the legal name change process, please reach out to me. I'm more than willing to help in any way that I can. I've gone through this process basically twice now, and it ended up being a year-long process of getting my name changed before it was finalized. I had to close at work that night, and by the time I was off work, I was too tired and too defeated to film a video. After that, I honestly just forgot, and by the time I remembered again, it was 11 months auntie. So here's a clip from that day. When I left my room, I realized, wait, I should probably film this. And I was trying to think of what day it was, because if it does come through today, this is going to be a very important day for me. I realized today's August 2nd. Today is my 10-month auntie anniversary, and I'm going down to the courthouse to get everything finalized on my name change. Peace. This leads to my next photo, which I'm not putting on the screen because it's legal documentation, but on August 16th, 2018, my name was legally changed. And I took a picture of the official document as proof to save forever and ever. 10 days after my legal name change was my 20th birthday, and I didn't realize I got this as a gift to myself, but apparently I did. I love it to death. It's actually sitting on my nightstand, which is over there out of frame, and I still use it on a daily basis. If you can't tell, this is an elephant wax warmer that makes the room smell nice and cozy. Now that fall's back around again, I can break out my cinnamon and my pine wax cubes again. Speaking of which, let me go do that real quick. Now that my room smells like fall, it's time to jump back to a very summery picture that was actually taken a year ago from yesterday of me mowing the lawn. This was something I did as another side job during the summer, so really I was juggling 3 jobs at once. One thing I loved about mowing the lawn back in the summer was being able to just ride on the mower and relax in the sun with my headset on, listening to Welcome to Night Vale, which it's an amazing podcast. If you haven't listened to it, I recommend you go check it out. On to the next picture. I'm not going to spend too long on this because I have a video coming out next week. This is from my 11 months auntie, and I was repping my Miles McKenna merch that I had just gotten. I love him to death. He's a great YouTuber. So if you look at my face, you can probably tell I had slimmed down a lot from the pictures at the beginning of this video. One thing that I do mention in the video, but I also want to say here, since it's very applicable to my life, I had lost 15 pounds this summer. So if you couldn't tell, in the pictures, I'd slimmed down quite a bit from the start of this video. Next photo. This next one is actually a video, and it's kind of embarrassing, but also the most perfect way to segue into this part of my life and what was going on. Remember earlier when I mentioned that my life would get a lot more hectic? This is where things started getting hectic. even though I left school, I still participated in the university's marching band because earlier in that school year, I had applied to be a section leader and I didn't want to just drop out and leave them without a leader. So I said I would come back as a community member and still participate in the marching band. And this also kind of opened up the door for me to become an instructor for my high school's marching band as well. At this point in my life, I was working my main job, participating in the university marching band, not for compensation, as a section leader, and was a staff member for my high school's marching band. This video was from that last part of my life. Setting the scene, it was our first Friday night home football game. The first time the band was taking the field for the halftime show, and my section does a pre-halftime show part that I wanted to try and film as much as I could. Adrenaline's rushing, we're getting them all set up on the field, and then I step back and they're starting to play, and I'm pulling out my phone so I can record their first performance. And I looked down and I was recording myself. And to save our ears, I've left the sound off with it looping in the background, but here's a few loops with the sound on. Aww, here's a cute picture of Bandit, my chunky boy. And here's also a cute picture of my cat Smokey and me laying together on the couch. It's funny how this is the only face picture that I have on my Google Photos aside from the photos that I took for videos. Next photo! Ew, no. I was so mad when I realized that there was a wasp nest in my bedroom window. I found this out because I woke up one morning, heard the buzzing, and look over and see 2 of those stinking bugs flying around. Yeah, I was mad. Still mad. Next photo. Aww, this is my friend Sam and I at one of the Saturday night performances from marching band. So this was from the college marching band that I was participating in. We were moving the carts. Such a fun time. When I left college, it was really awkward for me to still be around the same people and not still be going to school and not seeing them all the time. Sam was one of the few people that consistently reached out to me and made me feel welcome. Here's a shout out to you. I love you, Sam. We need to hang out again, by the way. Next photo. Ah, yes. This photo is from September 30th, 2018. I was almost a year auntie. I was going back through my phone and I found a note that I didn't know where it came from, and I actually filmed a video on this day too, going through it. So while I was filming, I went back through and was reading this note out loud, and I realized that it was a Facebook post that I had started to write up right before I was starting testosterone. I didn't end up posting the thing that I wrote out. I just simply wrote on my Facebook page, "Changes are coming soon," with one of those pretty Facebook backgrounds. I'll put a screenshot here. Present day me going back through and coming across this video that I filmed, I actually completely forgot about it. So I might incorporate it into my 1 year auntie video. But if you see the video of me wearing this shirt from September 30th, that's what this is from. And that pretty much wraps it up because my last photo is from 1 year on testosterone. So that's it for this video. As I mentioned before, there's going to be a part 2, so if you want to check that out, click the subscribe button, and I recommend you clicking the notification bell so you'll be notified whenever I upload a new video. One thing I want to bring up earlier with the whole rebranding thing, since I'm still figuring out exactly what I'm going to do and what I want to make of this channel, if you have any suggestions, please leave a comment down below. One thing I was thinking about trying again was doing the questions at the end of my video. I did this with my vlogs. If you want to go back and watch those, you can see what I'm talking about, get some ideas for questions that I can ask at the end of my videos for you guys to answer, as well as other video ideas in general that you want to see me make. And by video suggestions, I also mean topics that you may want me to research and talk about in an educational style video or just a storytime video. Let me know. Feel free to also check out the links in my description box. I have a website that I plan on working on again. Check all those out and feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions or if you just want to say hey. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you have an amazing day. Stay awesome.